I've been cutting up chicken my whole life, and I always wonder if I'm doing it right. I just do it the way I like. And so I looked at some videos on YouTube, and there's really no expert way to cut up chicken. I think I do it as well as anybody. So I'm going to put my own video up here. So what you need is some good quality knives. These are forged steel knives. They hold an edge really nicely. I like to use beer when I'm cutting chicken. It's a very important ingredient to have. I hear wine works just as well. My official recommendation is beer. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the fat and stuff from this chicken breast. This is one of those massive ones that's probably grown in a factory with lots of hormones. But along the backbone, there's usually this row of cartilage. And I try to save as much real meat and get rid of the cartilage as best I can. It's all going to cook down and look like chicken when I'm done anyway, so I think I probably should have sharpened my knife a little better before I started. Trim off the fat. Yeah, the knife definitely needs a sharpening. And I got a little bit up here at the end. This breast actually isn't too bad. It's pretty clean considering it was in the bargain bin store brand box. And my wife likes me to cut the I don't know what you call it. It's not quite cartilage, whatever this white part is out right here where it, I guess that's where the wing meets or something. Never cut towards your hand like I'm doing right now, especially with a dull knife. And you probably can't even see what I'm doing because I've got the, let me turn it around. There we go. That's what I'm trying to get out of there. I'm going to use my really sharp knife. This one will cut it right out. There we go. What a difference a sharp knife makes. Okay. So we got the chicken clean. So now I'm going to cut it up. So this is a pretty thick breast. I'm going to split this one. I want about 1-inch cubes or maybe a little less than that. So I'm going to split this one down the length of it to thin it. And again, I'm using a really nice sharp knife. I just sharpened this one before we started, so it just glides through it. And again, it's a good quality knife, so it holds an edge. Okay, so now I've got 2 halves. And I'm going to cut it lengthwise, kind of across the grain. So I don't know if you can see it, but the grain is right here. I'm going to cut it lengthwise across that grain to the width that I want my cubes to be, which is, let's call it 3/4 of an inch, because it's not quite an inch. And again, having a nice sharp knife makes this so easy. It just glides right through. Chicken breast doesn't even move. And now I'm going to just cut it into cubes. And I want to make them kind of interesting, so I'm going to cut them at a 45-degree angle just to make them more like, what would you call that, a rhombus? What is it, a parallelogram? Parallelograms, there we go. And remember, fingernails first, thumb behind the fingernails, and you have a good chance of never cutting yourself. Oh, this is cutting up nicely. That's a lot of chicken in one breast. It's probably a pound in just one chicken breast. Okay, I'll cut that one down. So there we go. And that's what I wanted. I wanted cubes about like that. Perfect.